Our logo in our scene here looks pretty good, but there's still some things we can change about it to make it our own. For instance, the wooden background that's back there. It's great, but we can make it something else if we want to. In our Layers panel, there's a group called Background. If we open it up, we can see this is where the wood texture is for that background. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of it by just selecting it and pressing delete on our keyboard. I went and found a different kind of metal texture that I really like. So I went to File, Place Embedded, and I'm going to grab that new metal texture that I found. Then I'll scale it up to fit my scene. And now I have a brand new texture on my logo. That looks pretty cool. But now my logo is a little hard to see. So then I can go into the Effects folder and see what some of this does. By turning it off and on. We don't want to get rid of the effects because they're pretty good, but we can still alter them a little bit. The way we're going to do that is by selecting the first layer that says place logo or text here, and we're going to click in the empty gray spot on the right side, and we'll double click twice. Here it brings up our layer style window. These are all of the effects that are on this layer to make it look like this. And we're actually going to add one. So we're going to go to Effects, and we're going to add a color overlay. Now it brings up a brand new section that we can play with. So I'm going to double click on this little gray tab right here to change the color. And we can see that it changes the color of our logo. We can always turn this off if we don't like it, or if we want to add a different one. Another fun one to play with is the gradient overlay. Gradient is a fade from one color to another color, and we can alter that by clicking on the gradient itself twice and altering the color boxes. So I clicked on a little box, I'm going to select the color for this, and I'll click on the second one and I'll alter the color for that to whatever I want. Now we can see we get this really cool fade from red to blue on our paw. So you can experiment with a bunch of the different layer blends and layer styles to make your logo look however you want. After you're done, always make sure you save. Most important of all. If your logo is in the wrong spot or doesn't look quite right in this section, we can always come back to our secondary Photoshop file and change whatever we want about the size or the placement. So on my screen here, my logo is a little small. So I'm going to come to my screen here and make it bigger. Make sure I save in this file so it updates in my first file. There we go. This looks much better.